December 27th, 2025, I was invited as a keynote speaker by the Association of Cameroonians in Colorado. I responded to that invitation with humility, but with a lot of joy, because I was picked by my community to come and speak to them about purpose, unity, and mutual support. But in the course of my speech, I realized that this was so important of a topic to be just reserved to one community. So I decided to make it a full-blown episode of the Mentium Podcast so that I can share it with immigrant communities all over the world, wherever they are, because our realities are almost identical, no matter where we land. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to the Mentium Podcast. There is an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. This proverb has traveled across generations, across continents, across cultures, because it carries a truth that time does not erase. In a world that celebrates speed, independence, and individual success, this proverb gently reminds us of something deeper. Distance matters more than speed. Sustainability matters more than shortcuts. And community matters more than applause. Today, I want to talk to you about why we are stronger together through purpose, unity, and mutual support. This conversation is for anyone who has ever felt alone on their journey, for anyone who has achieved something but felt disconnected, and for anyone who believes that success means more when it is shared. But first, let's talk about purpose. Purpose is a word we hear often. People talk about goals, vision, objectives, dreams, and all these are important. But purpose goes deeper. Purpose answers one essential question. Why am I here? Beyond survival. Why am I here? Beyond survival. Many of us, especially immigrants, understand goals very well. None of us came here by accident. We came with intention. We came with a plan. We came with a goal. And in many ways, we succeeded. But here's something I've noticed again and again. Arrival can quietly replace intention. Once we arrived in a country, a career, a level of stability, we stop asking deeper questions. We become busy, but not always intentional. We move, but not always forward. I remember when I moved to Denver and joined the Senegalese Association. During one of our first meetings, I asked a simple question. What is the purpose of this organization? At first, people didn't understand me, so I explained it this way. Having a goal is like throwing a stick far ahead of you. You walk where it lands, and when you arrive, you pick it up and throw it again. If you keep doing that, you are always advancing, and that's how progress works. But here's the danger. When we stop throwing the stick, we stop moving forward. Purpose is what keeps us throwing that stick. Purpose gives direction to energy. You see, everyone has energy. Everyone has talent. Everyone has potential. But without purpose, energy scatters. You can be very busy and still be lost. You can work very hard and still feel empty. Purpose doesn't make life easier. It makes life clearer. It tells you what deserves your time and what does not. Purpose creates responsibility. Purpose is not just about what you want. It's about what you are responsible for. When people live with purpose, they stop waiting to be invited. They stop asking who will do what. They start asking, what is my part? Purpose turns spectators into contributors. And when enough people take responsibility, that's when communities change. You see, purpose is bigger than the individual. Here's the truth we're sitting with. If your purpose benefits only you, know that it is too small. True purpose always connects to others. It builds something that lasts beyond you. Purpose is personal, yes, but its impact should be collective. And that's where purpose naturally leads us to the next pillar. Because purpose alone is never enough. So now let's talk about unity. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. This proverb is not telling us that going alone is wrong. No, it's telling us that going alone has limits. Speed without unity leads to burnout. Speed without unity leads to isolation. And speed without unity leads to fragile success. Unity creates endurance. Unity means we don't all move at the same pace, but we move in the same direction. Unity doesn't always mean agreement on everything. It means commitment to something bigger than all of us. You see, unity is a choice. Unity doesn't happen automatically because we share the same culture, history, or geography. Unity happens because we choose one another again and again. It means choosing collaboration over competition, conversation over assumptions, understanding over ego. Unity asks a powerful question. How does my success strengthen us? But here's another thing. Unity requires humility. The strength to say, I need help. I don't know everything. Your success does not threaten me. Pride isolates, but unity connects. And connection is what turns individuals into a community. Unity turns strength into power. Each of us brings something different. Experience, wisdom, resources, perspective. On our own, these are strength, but together they become power. Unity is not about sameness. Unity is about alignment. And once unity exists, something powerful becomes possible. Unity connects us, but mutual support sustains us. Mutual support is where purpose and unity become real. Support is not weakness. Somewhere along the way, however, many of us learn that asking for help means failing. But no, in strong communities, support was never weakness. It was wisdom. Mutual support is not dependence. It is interdependence, because no one has everything, but everyone has something. And together, we have enough. Support is not about carrying someone forever, but it is about lifting them up until they can stand on their own. Support is often simple. Support doesn't have to be dramatic to be powerful. No, support looks like this: a checking message, a phone call, a shared lesson, an introduction, showing up when it's convenient. You see, small acts done consistently change lives. Support creates safety. When people know that they are supported, they speak up, they take risk, and they grow. When support is missing, however, people struggle silently. A strong community is not one without struggle. It is one where every struggle is met with support, not silence. As immigrants, many of us, when we first came, we focus on survival, and rightfully so. But mutual support allows us to move beyond survival into flourishing. It turns fear into confidence, isolation into belonging, and effort into momentum. When one rises, we celebrate. When one stumbles, we respond. This is how communities last. In closing, I want to leave you with this. A community is not measured by how high people rise, but how well everyone is supported along the way. So I invite you to reflect on this. What is my purpose right now? How am I contributing to unity? Who can I support starting today? You don't need to have everything, but you can always do something. Because when purpose gives us directions, Unity gives us strength, and mutual support keeps us standing. Yes, we are truly stronger together. Thank you so much for being here in this episode of the Mentium Podcast. And until next time, keep building together. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. I am Majama, and this is Mentium. Peace.